Now we know that we cannot neglect the intermolecular force, and even we cannot neglect the volume occupied by a single gas molecule as compared to the total volume of the gas. So that means we need to bring about certain kind of changes in the equation in order to make it applicable to the real gases. So this is our real gas equation. In this, what we have done, we know that PV, like in ideal gas, it was equal to PV is equal to nRT. So in this we know that the volume is not always neglected. So that means we need to subtract a certain kind of value from V in order to make it equal to the actual volume, and we need to add certain thing into a pressure because we know that there exists an extra pressure. So this is what we have, the real gas equation. Now as you all know that the real gases deviate from an ideal behavior. Now up to what extent actually the real gases behave from an ideal behavior, for that, to understand that, we have a new term that is called as compressibility factor. So what is that? It actually shows us that how much or up to what extent actually the real gases can deviate from the ideal behavior. It is indicated by Z, and it is nothing but the ratio of PV to nRT, or we can say it is a ratio of V real volume of real gas to the volume of an ideal gas. So this is what is the Z. So let us plot a graph in order to make you understand the compressibility factor. So I have PV versus P. I know that PV is constant for an ideal gas, so obviously we will have a straight line. This we have already discussed in the previous slide also. So now what is going to happen, like if we increase the pressure, we can see there is a deviation in the ideal behavior, like the real gases are not behaving ideally. As at this point they all are coinciding, that means they are behaving ideally, but as we increase the pressure, we see that this shows a marked increase, this is also increasing, decrease or increase, the PV value decrease and then increase. So that means PV is somehow not equal to constant in this case, and real gases are actually deviating themselves from an ideal behavior, right. So this is what is there. So now in order to know that how much it deviates, actually we have a compressibility factor. So for ideal gas we have Z is equal to unity. We have Z is equal to unity. Now we have seen that some real gases deviate from an ideal behavior up to a large extent, and some actually deviate up to a very small extent. So all the gases do not deviate in the same manner. Some deviate to a large extent and some deviate from a less extent, and that we are going to know, like how much it deviates from a compressibility factor. We can just compare the compressibility factor of different gases. We'll get get to know about that how much it is deviating from an ideal behavior. So obviously for an ideal gas we consider Z as unity, that is Z, the value of Z is 1. So now if the real gases are not behaving ideally, so obviously their value is not equal to 1. It may be greater than 1 or maybe less than 1, right. So if it is less than 1, it is showing a negative deviation from an ideal behavior, and if Z is greater than 1, it is showing a positive deviation from an ideal behavior. We can have any of the case for any of the gas, right. So it may show a negative deviation, it may show a positive deviation. Keep in mind, if Z is in negative, if Z is less than 1, that means it is showing a negative deviation. At that time, what conclusion actually we get is that the gas is more compressible than it is expected. I'll write here, when the Z show negative deviation, it shows that gas is more compressible, and when there is a positive deviation, it is less compressible as we expected. So this is what is the compressibility factor. So if somebody is going to ask you about compressibility factor, you should be quick with the answer, that it just this term is introduced in order to make us familiar that up to what extent actually the real gases deviate from an ideal behavior, and that is indicated by these ratios. And for an ideal gas, Z is 1, and if the real gas show a negative deviation, the Z value is obviously going to be less than 1, and if it is increasing, it is positive deviation. And it concludes actually when Z is negative that the gases are more compressible than the expected one, and when it is positive, the gases are less compressible than it is expected. So this is what is the compressibility factor.